All right. Hi, Charisma. It's good to see you again. Before we start today's session, I would like to take a moment to review the professional disclosure and confidentially statement we discussed. And so, as a reminder, this session is for educational purposes and will be recorded for my counseling course. Everything we discuss will remain confidential, meaning I won't share with anyone outside of my instructor. The only expectation would be if you mention intent to harm yourself or someone else, or if there were any concerns involving abuse or neglect. Do you have any questions or concerns about that?
No, I do not.
All right, great. And I just want to confirm that you consent to being recorded for this training process as well.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you. So, how have you been feeling since the last time we spoke?
So since the last time we spoke, I have been feeling a little overwhelmed and anxious and a little stressed trying to balance school, work, and my personal life. I feel like I have a lot of things going on my plate right now that's making me kind of anxious. I'm not having enough time to myself and to relax, and I feel like it's keeping me up at night. I'm constantly just thinking of everything that I have to do and get done. And so yeah, so I'm just having problems with just trying to find like a way to like relax, um like with like my busy day and everything.
Yeah, and I fully understand. It just sounds like you've been feeling very overwhelmed, and like you're consistently on the edge, trying to just juggle everything with school life, personal life, and work life boundaries as well.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot, honestly. And yeah, it's just been taking a toll on me a little bit.
Yeah, I can even just tell from just the way that you're talking and everything too. That constant mental pressure sounds exhausting, honestly, and it seems like you rarely get a chance to slow down and just take a breather sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense, especially with all of the demands that you're balancing, like I stated, like with school, personal life, and then work life. Many people find that work stress can really spill into personal time, and the time that we should be like relaxing, we sometimes stress and sometimes overstress about things that are consuming us, right? And so I think I would like to try something to kind of help you look at some of those anxious thoughts in a new way. It's called cognitive reframing. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it helps us identify unhelpful thoughts and replace them with more balanced ones. Would that be okay for us to talk about and try?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So, can you just share one thought that often comes up when you start feeling anxious about work?
Um that there's not like enough time in the day for me to like get everything done. I feel like I'm having like a lot in my plate being thrown at me and a lot of expectations, and it's kind of hard for me to prioritize what needs to get done, and I'm like kind of being a little hard on myself in regards to everything. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of pressure to meet very high expectations, and we all deal with that pressure in many different ways. And so let's look at all of that together. What are some things, or should I say, what evidence do you have that you are not, or that you're feeling like you're not having that time to get things done?
So with work, I'm kind of like a perfectionist, and I feel like I have to get things done right then and there. And so I'm having a lot of things pop up and a lot of things to get done. Like if my boss hands me something that needs to get done, I try to get it done right there and then, even though like maybe it doesn't need to get done within like the next day or two, but I'm being like hard on myself, feeling like I need to get it done right there and then, or it's just gonna probably slip through the cracks. And so I'm having like a lot of things thrown at me. So that's what's kind of just overwhelming me right now and stressing me out is that I'm not um like I feel like I have to get it done right there and then, and because of that I'm not finishing all my tasks in that day like I want to. So it's just stressing me out and keeping me up, and like I'm thinking like, okay, like tomorrow I need to make sure I get this done and this done, and then it becomes a whole cycle because more things are being thrown at my plate, and I'm just kind of like being a little hard on myself.
Okay, yeah, yeah, right. And so, so maybe, maybe a more balanced way to think about all of these thoughts and all of these things that you just stated is, and something that we could try to, help us, rethink, how we are, how we're doing things in our life. Something that, I would like you to just tell yourself every day is, I value doing my best, but it's okay if things aren't perfect every time. Does that sound like something that you feel like you're able to kind of tell yourself and feels, very realistic to really, tell yourself, whether it's at work or whether it's, in your personal life or even just when you're, at school, just letting yourself know that, you value yourself, you value that you're doing your best, but it's okay if things aren't perfect every time.
Yeah, and I think that's very realistic of me to do. I need to be able to remind myself that, not everything is going to come out the way that I want it. Not everything is going to be perfect the way that I wanted. And I need to be more realistic on that so that way that I'm not beating myself up so much and set myself some more realistic goals instead of, trying to get everything done in like one day.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's a great insight, on a lot of different things. And, it sounds like being kinder to yourself could help reduce some of the pressure that you've been feeling. And so looking forward and shifting this conversation, I would like to, shift it to, trying to set a goal, for managing your anxiety over the next few weeks, a week or two. Would that what would you like to focus on, for improving?
Um, getting myself more time and leniency on myself to to give myself some time to myself so that I can unwind and de-stress from the day, and trying to keep everything separate and not taking my work and like obviously yes taking school home, but also giving myself like some time away from school, just focusing on just myself and not everything, like school and work, and just giving myself that time and that grace period throughout the day from just myself.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That sounds great. That's a great, starting point. And so I would like to make, a SMART goal, something that's specific, something that's measurable, achievable, relative to you, but also has that short amount of time, that time bond where you're able to do it, every day. Like I said, something that's short. And so in order to, a SMART goal can be such as going for a walk, every day for about 15-20 minutes, especially right now since the weather is getting chilly and everything. We're not going to really be sweating that much, so getting some fresh air, getting that oxygen in our body, or even just reading a book, a couple pages or a couple chapters, or, even just cooking for ourselves too can be, like a SMART goal, a specific, measurable, achievable goal that we can kind of, start doing, or that you can start doing for yourself. And so for you, what would that SMART goal that you feel like that's achievable that you can do for yourself for about like 15-20 minutes?
Um, I think that so I have been reading this book series and I did stop mid reading when everything started to get a little bit more overwhelming and I was having a lot on my plate that I ended up not giving myself time to finish it. And so I can probably start doing that again to where I'm reading about maybe like one, two, maybe three chapters a night or a day, so that I can give myself that, that time to like, escape reality and just give myself that peaceful alone time and just reading my book.
Yeah, yeah, I love reading. I love to really escape my reality. Like you said, reading is such a great way to calm our mind, but also to escape our own reality and jump into a different reality or jump into a different character as well. And so I feel like taking 15 minutes out of your day to read a chapter or two is such a great goal that is very achievable, and also to help you relax as well, so you can decompress, whether that be after work or whether that be at night before you go to sleep as well. Does that sound something that sound pretty good? Just take you 15 minutes to doing reading the chapters, and doing that just for yourself.
Yes, that does sound like a good goal that I can try to achieve every day. Yes.
All right. Okay, that's excellent. And so that's a good measurable goal that I love to hear. It also connects nicely with what we talked about, giving yourself permission to rest and not holding yourself to that high standard or wanting to be a perfectionist. I know that we all want to be a perfectionist as well, and that's great. But sometimes, we have to balance different things in our life differently. And to support that goal, I would also like to have some simple homework exercise that you could do. And so something that I kind of came up with is each day after you do that relaxation activity, that 15 minutes of reading a couple chapters a day, I would want you to jot down what you did, how long you did it for, and how you felt afterwards. Is that something that you feel like you can do as well, just for like a little bit of homework exercise?
Yes, yes. I think I could do that. Hmm.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So then the next time we meet, we'll look at your notes together, and then talk about what worked best, or what didn't, so that we can maybe might adjust some things. And so you're already taking important steps towards managing your stress in a healthier way. I really appreciate your openness and exploring these ideas today with each other.
Yes, no, thank you. Thank you so much for, giving me these ideas, especially the journaling part, I think will be good and beneficial for me after my completing and achieving my SMART goals. I think it'll just be a good way for me to like clear my head and kind of process and write down everything that had happened, not just like, you know, the SMART goals, but everything throughout my day. I'm thinking about getting into journaling and doing things like that. So I think that will be a good start for me, especially tonight. I'll probably start the SMART goals so that way that I can compare it for next Sunday or with our next session and just see how it was throughout the week and try to start it now, especially since like I'm gonna give myself that time before bed to just decompress and de-stress, and try not to think about, work and school for the remainder of the week, but just focus on that.
Okay, yeah, perfect. That sounds like a deal. And I'm happy that you're taking these steps to really help yourself and manage everything in your life. In our next session, we'll review your reflections and see how this new routine impacts your stress levels. And so like I said, this seems like a very a good plan that we have right now, and I'm really glad to hear that. And you did an amazing job today. And again, thank you for being open and willing to participate today. And I look forward to hearing how things go next time in our next session.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of your day. All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.